It's interesting. So when we had the conversation around the new partnership with the NBA, some of the stats that we had from them was about 8 to 10% of the players in the NBA currently are either African or have their roots in Africa. So it's not just about them coming to Africa. If you think about it, over the last few years, you're thinking of, so I'm a big Golden State fan, so I'll speak about Kuminga. So if you think about Kuminga, then you're thinking that wasn't the case. If you think about it now, almost every NBA team has an African player or a player that has their roots in Africa. So Africa is also very strategic for them. I think the other thing, if you think about it, it's you have the NBA Africa game that has gone to South Africa, I think, for 2 years, but you also have the London game, which has now they have the Paris game in January. So it's about remaining relevant to your audiences and growing audiences regardless of where they are. And when you also think about it, for example, one of the things that the partnership will allow us to do as Nation Media Group is to co-create a product called the NBA Lifestyle Show. Now, the interesting thing about the NBA Lifestyle Show is not only does it feature some of the games in terms of the highlights, but it will also have local basketball included in it. So there'll be segments that are customizable for countries. Now, what that does is when you put it within the framework of the NBA, you have a certain level of credibility, you have a certain level of fandom because of the way they treat the game and the way they understand it. So I wouldn't look at the investment. And if you think about it, the NBA Africa is now led by Claire Akamanzi. So female, African, who understands the continent, and therefore, as an outcome, if they grow their business, then we will benefit from the fact that we will have expertise we would have rather not had, and we will have a game that really is loved, but we will also have products riding that will be created out of those games. And then for teams like Thunder, they'll have opportunities like the BAL, where then there's a path to a bigger tournament than just what you have in your country. The hope is that by the time then this all goes down, is we can then look back and say, because of their investment, there's more basketball courts in the country, there's more kids, there's more people playing basketball, but then that fandom, that pool from which you get basketball fans has grown not just to look at the international superstars in the NBA, but to look at our own local superstars. I think that for me then becomes a really good dividend from their investment in basketball in Africa.